officially ask you to please rise if you're able and remove your hats. Please welcome our color guard for the United States Army Recruiting Company, Monterey Bay. Panther Nation here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, a Bay Area vocalist and songwriter who has performed for every notable sports organization on the West Coast. Her music can be found on all major streaming platforms. Please welcome Jessica Johnson.
Oh, sweet, can you see violet under the light? What so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in
Saturday in San Jose means one thing: Bay Area Panthers football. We welcome you to SA. Intriguing contest between the Bay Area Panthers and the Arizona Rattlers. Oh, it's always intriguing whenever those Rattlers are here in town. And welcome inside the SAP Center, everyone. Troy Clarity, the Hall of Fame coach Darren Arbett, and you. Thank you so much for being here with us. And Darren, it was just 6 days ago that these two teams met down in Phoenix. The Rattlers got the 38-23 win, a result that I think you saw more improvement from the Panthers, and a win for the Rattlers that maybe was a bit too close for comfort for them.
I like their game plan, the Panthers. What they did, they went in there, slowed the ball down on offense methodically, running the football, and on defense, Coach Shaw made them go 6 to 7 plays per drive if they were going to get into the end zone.
And certainly a very intriguing round one. Round two about to unfold before us here tonight, but it will unfold for the Bay Area Panthers with a different starting quarterback. Joe Newman injured, sprained his ankle during the course of last week's action. Vincent Espinoza back in the mix for the Panthers.
You know, Coach Bryant likes him. He was in camp with him, really liked him, but he only could keep 2 quarterbacks. Then he brought him back. Same thing. Joe got healthy. Corey got healthy. So he went again, went to the CIF, played well there. Now he's back. First thing he said to me is that here this time.
And Kurt Bryant knows, says Vincent Espinoza knows the system. So he Espinoza, the third different quarterback. Arizona's had only one this year. He's the MVP, Drew Powell.
He really is. And when they get down by the line, he's powerful, he's athletic, and he can throw it now. Everyone thinks he can't throw, but Drew Powell has a lot of confidence in him. That's why they've won so many football games.
Yeah, look at that throw to Braxton Haley, a big touchdown in last week's game. Well, the Rattlers trying to stay in the win column, the Panthers trying to get back there. Who gets it done here tonight? We're going to kick this thing off at SA. Rattlers and Panthers. Yeah. And we are off and running here in San Jose. The Rattlers and the Panthers enjoy the game. Taking it to goal line by Harrington. Spilled at the 20. Flags everywhere as we begin here at SAP Center. The Rattlers 8-2 on the season. Panthers 1-9. Looking for their first win since week 1. (38-23) the result just 6 days ago down at the Footprint Center in Phoenix. It's only a 14-7 Rattler lead at the half.
The fouls occurred to the same yard line. You penalize from that spot, first down.
So penalties already for the Rattlers, and we haven't taken an official snap in this one yet. Here's Drew Powell.
Really like Drew Powell. MVP of the league. Can make a lot of things happen with his feet as well as his arms.
Two-time IFL MVP, did it last year, also did it in 2018 with the Iowa Barnstormers, 14-23 with 157 yards passing last week against the Panthers. Officials once again with some whistles. And off we go. And a handoff. It's Brooks. Right side stopped up by Clayton Glasgow. Pickup of maybe a couple. Bay Area Panther defense will be counted on very heavily. They showed some great things against the Rattlers 6 days ago.
I like Yates. He's had a sack every game he's been back so far, and Clayton Glasgow is just getting better every game.
Derek DJ Calhoun, super active against the Rattlers last week. Powell lets it go deep. Man wide open, touchdown. Braxton Haley got beyond everyone and makes his 10th touchdown grab of the season and gives Arizona a quick 6-0 lead.
Yeah, just beat that zone, going right up the field there, going deep. Powell has the protection to get that ball down the field. Got it to him. Touchdown, Rattlers.
Number 79 is
Powell's 31st touchdown pass of the season. And Braxton Haley, who had just one catch last week against the Panthers, but it was a fourth quarter touchdown to put Arizona ahead by 12. Ernesto Locayo puts through the extra point. And just like that, it is 7-0 Arizona with the lead. Arizona, a team that has started slow offensively. They've scored 7 points or less in the first quarter in 6 of their 9 games so far this season. So far, off to a much quicker start here this evening.
And you know, only scoring 14 points in the first half last week, you know Kevin Guy was going to mess with that beehive there and get this team going, and he wanted to come out and score immediately. So the game is starting the way Coach Guy wants it to start, where last week the game started the way Coach Bryant wanted it to start. He got the ball first, took it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, the Rattlers really kind of got stymied a bit in the first half because the Panthers seemed to take the air out of the ball with their long possessions and with their running game. Talking to Kurt Bryant before the game today, he said, look, there were some things that we did in that game on Sunday that might set some things up for some things you might see today. So I said, look, does that mean that this is kind of an 8-quarter game in a sense? He's like, yeah, it's a pretty good analogy. And the blown snap really caused some big problems late in the first quarter. Trayson Dorton back to take the kick. It's a short one, and it's taken by an upback. It's Isaiah Thomas, just activated a couple of days ago, and he scurries up to the 15-yard line. Isaiah Thomas with the return. He's from Eastern Oregon. And that brings Vincent Espinoza, the quarterback for the Panthers for today. In case you're just now joining us, Joe Newman sprained an ankle late in the second quarter against the Rattlers, out for today. We'll see what his status is for the Panthers when they head down to Tucson next week. But Vincent Espinoza, 6'3", 210 pounds, about to playing his third game this season for the Panthers. He spent the last month or so with the Salina Liberty of the CIF. Kurt Bryant says Espinoza knows the system, has size, and can run. But already flags before the Panthers can get going.
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Not exactly the start I'm sure that Kurt Bryant would have preferred, but Espinoza just came from the Salina Liberty of the CIF, that's the Champions Indoor League. Played in 3 games, won 2 of them, but has taken snaps for the Panthers earlier this year. Played against Vegas on April 4th and against Duke City 5 days after that. And a fumble. Espinoza has to fall on it, and he's covered up at the 5-yard line. A mix-up in the backfield between Espinoza and Dwayne Gary, who's been terrific this season for the Panthers. Another look, and a collision. It looks like Espinoza just didn't quite pull that ball out quickly enough. Second down and 15 now, with the ball at the 5. Throw left side to Gary. Wrapped up immediately by Devontae Merriweather. And there is Dwayne Gary, a running back out of Western Connecticut State. Played very well, 48 yards and a touchdown last week against the Rattlers. And he's going to be a key player to watch for the Panthers again here today. A look at the starters for Bay Area. An offensive line that has improved and gotten better and better as the weeks have gone along. Of course, it also helps that they've stayed healthy for the past few weeks as well. 3rd and long. Espinoza wasn't quite ready for the snap. Throws it behind Gary. It is called an completion right at around the 15-yard line, but 4th down is still a long way to go for Bay Area. So not the cleanest of starts for the Panthers to this point. Delay of game before the first snap, and the first snap was fumbled. And the 3rd snap was a bit earlier than perhaps Espinoza would have liked it. Field goal attempt for Stevie Artigue, who is 7 of 20 in that department. He is hit his longest from 31 yards out. This one's from 43 yards away. With Jamal Miles waiting back deep, this will not make it to the uprights. Miles about 5 yards deep. Near side, turning the corner. Miles inside Panther territory. And getting the Rattlers terrific field position inside the 20. While a long touchdown pass to Braxton Haley puts the Rattlers up 7-0. And Arizona already looking for more. Great field position to start their next drive. Go on, I guess.
From the beginning, Maryland's credit union was created to provide a brighter financial future for you. We work
With you, and glad to have alongside the Hall of Fame coach, Darren Arbett. On 1st and 10, Powell has room. Inside the 5, lunges for the goal line, and is just short. Drew Powell broke up the middle after he had no options downfield, and he sets up the Rattlers 1st and goal.
He just saw both of those linebackers dropping in coverage. There was a lot of green there, so he just took off, almost got in. Troy came up about a yard short.
Yeah, as much as Powell does from a production standpoint throwing the ball, also super dangerous on the ground as well. That has been his forte throughout his IFL career. 1st and goal at the 1. With Powell going under center, and Brooks in the backfield behind him. Tried misdirection to Harrington, but whistles and flags before the play.
Delay game offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Boy, offensive penalties with 1st and goal at the 1 as a coach have to drive you nuts.
It really does. And I'm sure Coach Guy isn't happy. Got the play in. He just didn't get it off in time. Would have gotten to the end zone, it looked like, on the play.
Rattlers have had their share of injuries all over the field. They've had to really dig deep and turn over some rocks to find some players, including some legends in this program. Handoff up the middle. Brooks bowling through and scoring. Touchdown Rattlers. And a grown man run from Shannon Brooks.
Was it a grown man run? Shannon Brooks out of the University of Minnesota just got the ball, and look at him just put his head down, shoulder down, drove those legs, took 2 Panthers in the end zone with him. Touchdown Rattlers for Shannon Brooks.
His 9th touchdown on the ground this season. Racked up 105 yards rushing against San Diego back in April. Lacayo, the Hayward, California native, misses this one. So the Rattlers get 6. They don't get 1. But right now, midway through the 1st quarter, they've got 13. And right now, a complete role reversal from how things started 6 days ago down in Phoenix.
Oh, you know, Kevin Guy and Coach Jarnigan dissected that film this week and found some things that they could take advantage of. And this is one of them right here. Let's just run at these guys like they ran at us. And they know Brooks is a physical running back there. And you saw him get to the end zone there, but getting back to it, the Rattlers watched that film, made a few player adjustments on their roster, and came in here, and they're up 14-0.
It's a chess match, and it's a continuing chess match from all of the sorts of things that we saw just 6 days ago when these two teams met down in Phoenix.
They only scored 14 points in the whole first half, 2 quarters of play.
Yep. They have 13 now, and just over 7 minutes of ball played here at San Jose. Kevin Guy, the head coach of the Rattlers, defensive coordinator for the San Jose SaberCats in 2006 and 2007. Who was the head coach for those SaberCat teams? Oh, yeah. He's sitting to my left, Darren Arbett. Dorton gets away from one, almost, but hanging in there. Troy Pelletier making the shirt tackle.
Yeah, tearing his shirt off of him, literally, Troy, to bring him down. Now Dorton's trying to get that thing, and you're going to see Gary. They got to get him going like this, because last week he had a great game. I looked up, and he had 55 yards. At one point, he was running with the football, just making people miss, being strong, bursting into the end zone. That's what they need tonight.
First drive, not exactly a very cleanly played one for the Panthers. Let's see how things go here in their second possession. It is Gary, right side. And he's taken into the dasher board just past the 10. Devontae Merriweather in the mix, as he usually is for the Rattlers. Second down coming up for the Panthers.
Dante Merriweather, Defensive Player of the Year in IFL a couple of years ago. A tremendous player. Winfrey got it last year. They have 2 league defensive MVPs on that defense, Troy.
Dylan Winfrey, number 15 for the Rattlers. Devontae Merriweather, number 8. Gary slips one tackle. And somehow makes something out of nothing. Gets up to the 13.
Yeah,
Gary super slippery and picks up 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they made him cut back on this one. See, he wanted to go to that left side. One guy was there, missed him, number 45 there, just couldn't get it done. But Gary got outside and got a few yards. Trayvon Hill had that backside contained and couldn't do it.
3rd down, 4 to go. Rattlers need to hold on defense. Panthers need to get to their own 18. Espinoza to the throw. And he overshoots DeAndre Douglas on the corner route.
Espinosa's pass goes into the crowd, incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
I like the protection. Let's talk about that first. McCoy, Sheffield, Oppie, they did a nice job there. Espinoza threw in the coverage, trying to get the ball to Douglas, who was double covered.
Timeout has been called by the Bay Area Panthers as they face 4th and 4 at their own 14-yard line. And we will see how things unfold from here in just a moment. Rattlers ahead 13-0 in San Jose. Fans having a good time here in the jungle in the early going. Rattlers ahead 13-0 over the Panthers. Bay Area 4th and 4 from their own 14. And Kurt Bryan going to go ahead and keep the offense on the field for this one, Darren.
I think he has no choice but to do it. Can't kick the ball here. It's 4th and very manageable, Troy.
Bay Area converting 22% on 4th down this season. Espinoza. Gary wants to throw. Looking for a way through. And he doesn't quite get there. Gary looked like he wanted to throw that one downfield, but the Rattlers gave him no options. He picks up 2, but the Panthers needed 4.
Great coverage. Gary gets that ball. Right-handed thrower going to his left. It was tough for him to get his shoulders square to throw that football. Then you see him taking off running. Just wasn't able to get enough to get the 1st down. And Gary on paper tonight, Troy, as we talked about, he's the backup quarterback.
Yep. With Espinoza in the mix for the Bay Area Panthers. And now the Rattlers in a position to put Bay Area in a big early hole here. Arizona flipping the script as Bay Area took the early lead last week. It was their first lead in 4 weeks. But at this point, it has been all Arizona with the Rattlers looking for more. 1st and 10, The pitch outside to Brooks. Hit and stuck. Fantastic tackle by Brandon Dabney, who stuck his helmet right into Brooks's breadbasket. Pick up about 6.
I really like what Dabney did there. Miles was blocking him. He got off of that, came off that block, and made a great tackle.
There was a flag on the
Illegal
play.
defense, number 22. Linebacker came out of a stance. It's 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And Khalil Young gets called for the linebacker coming out of the stance penalty.
You have to be in a 3-point stance. He was actually at the nose there, and he jumped. He didn't cross the line of scrimmage, but he wasn't in a 3-point stance. At 3 or 4, that hand has to be down.
3 receivers bottom of your screen. The play fake by Powell. Flushed out, directing traffic, and ends up in the front row. Now, if the ball goes into the stands, you can keep the ball, but you can't keep the player, last time I checked.
You know, I had to check the rules on that one, Troy, and the commissioner said, no, you have to give the player back, but you can keep the ball. And he just broke contain there and was able to get a couple of yards. But see, Coach Guy has taught him well. He jumped like he was going out of bounds instead of taking that hit.
Sure. Second down. Handoff. Brooks slips. Scurries forward. He might have enough for a first down at the 6 anyway. Brooks lost his footing as he was trying to veer more towards the line of scrimmage. But it works out for the best. First and goal to go, Arizona.
He just cut that thing back. He's going to go off that right side of the offense. Saw a lot of green grass. Cut that thing back and got the first down.
Or charcoal-colored turf, depending upon how you look at it.
I like it.
Well, first and goal here. Haley and Pelletier in motion. And handoff, Haley, touchdown. Haley goes above and beyond as he's shoved over into the tunnel. And right now, it is all Rattlers, 19-0 Arizona.
Yeah, Haley just got that ball going around that left side. You're going to see that fly motion. He got the ball. Once again, he goes high so he doesn't take that contact on. And you see Brazel, that's a no-no right there, throwing him over the wall after he had already gotten the end zone.
Number 79 offense.
Braxton Haley with 79. A touchdown catch. And now a touchdown run so far in less than 1 quarter of work. Lacayo with the extra point. And it's good. 20-0 Arizona with the lead. They have scored 6 points on all of their possessions to this point. There was a flag thrown during that extra point attempt. Officials have been busy already in this one.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask on the defense. The try is good. That penalty will be placed on the first play after the kickoff.
Well, no matter what level of football you play, grabbing the face mask is a definite no-no. But 20-0, Arizona with the lead. Braxton Haley has scored twice. Shannon Brooks has scored once. And Bay Area still looking to find its footing offensively, and they need to do it very, very quickly.
Yeah, this isn't the start that Coach Bryant wanted. You know, down 20-0, and we're looking for the face mask right here.
Well, somebody's hat came off for Arizona. I'm sure that was part of the reason why that face mask penalty was called. Dorton back deep. And Lacayo to kick it away. Ernesto Lacayo from Hayward, California. Started his collegiate career at the College of San Mateo. Dorton gets it to the 15. Hard hitting down there As Dorton takes it to the 15. Well, Arizona Rattlers, no matter the league, they are no strangers to this very building. In fact, let's take you back to 2002, Arena Bowl 60. Hey, wait a minute, who's that guy? San Jose and Arizona, a nightmare day for the Rattlers as they didn't even score until the fourth quarter. Barry Wagner takes it over, and then 2 years later, SaberCats win it at the buzzer.
Yeah, Chuck should have went down there. The game would have been over. They didn't have any timeouts, but by him scoring, gave them an opportunity to come back here and score. But Rashid Davis knocked that ball down, intended for Hunky Cooper, and we got the win there late.
Now, if I remember correctly, if I heard this story right, the owner of the SaberCats at the time addressed the folks after the game and said, hey, the pilot for the team plane just told me that we might only have enough fuel to go to Las Vegas. I'm sorry, we might have to stay overnight in Vegas, which I'm sure was not met with too many problems from the team itself.
Great night in Vegas. That's all. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Troy.
So we will leave it at that. Meanwhile, Dwayne Gary stopped for no gain.
The Rattlers are not letting them get that run game going like they did last week, Troy.
Bay Area came into this game ranked 5th in the league in rushing offense. But haven't gotten on track so far here today. High pass caught by Douglas. And a big stick. Rattlers defense hanging in there. There's Dylan Winfrey, the IFL Defensive Player of the Year from last season. Back in 2016, Winfrey went to 2 open tryouts, made the team, and has since become one of the IFL's top defenders.
Coach Guy just raves about it. He's physical, he's smart. He's an Arizona Rattler type player, as Coach Guy calls it. He's a Rattler.
And if you play for the Rattlers, one constant for that squad over the decades has been getting after it on defense. Toss to Gary. Has a hole. Gets the first down. Dwayne Gary to the 22, a chain mover for the Panthers.
That's what Coach Brian wants to do, is get that running game going. Just a toss to him. Sees all that black turf out in front of him and gets that first down. Nice run by him. Gary has great vision.
As evidenced by the cutbacks that he makes into open space.
That is the end of the
With
first
that,
period.
we have reached
Timeout.
the end of the first quarter, a quarter that has been dominated by the Rattlers, but the second quarter to come, and the Panthers trying to get on track. 20-0 Arizona at the end of one. Start of the second quarter, Arizona with a 20-0 lead over Bay Area. Head coach of the Rattlers, Kevin Guy, in his 13th year. He's also the team president. The 2021 IFL Coach of the Year. He's got some awards on his mantle in his career in this game. Espinoza hands off to Gary, who was stuck and dropped for a loss of 1. Well diagnosed by Merriweather, the first Rattler there.
And Merriweather just shot the gap there. You see him, he was coming from that inside spot there, met Gary in the hole. Solid tackle by the former IFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a former CFL player as well. He spent much of last year with the Toronto Argonauts, returned to Arizona in August and led the team in tackles the final 3 games of the regular season. 2nd and 11, ball just passed the Bay Area 20. Vincent Espinoza, the starting quarterback, replacing an injured Joe Newman. Espinoza off target, aimed for Daniel Kroll Jr. Kroll, a receiver who had a couple of terrific touchdown grabs last week in Phoenix.
Yeah, they ran that play right there, but they handed it off a lot. I like Coach Bryant pulling that, trying to throw the ball.
Yeah, play action is going to be more of a factor, it seems, for the Panthers in their game plan today as they try to build on some of the concepts that they showed the Panthers on Sunday. Well, 3rd and 11. Espinoza drops it, gets it back, has some room, off to the races, slides down inside Arizona territory. Well, the drop snap perhaps blowing up the play, but Espinoza still able to turn something positive out of it.
Did he drop that football? You're going to see right here. Oh, actually it got hit by Gary, but Espinoza just picked it up and got as much as he could, probably putting him in a 4th and 2 position, 4th and 3. Turned a really bad situation into an okay situation, Troy.
Well, 4th and 3 with the ball at the Arizona 21. Panthers 0 for 1 on 4th down so far tonight. Pressure coming. And Espinoza brought down. He got away from Trayvon Williams, but could not escape the second wave of pressure. And the Rattlers will take over inside Bay Area territory.
You're going to see Theo Majette, that nose guard, that rip there at the end, making that play on Espinoza, but you saw Williams coming in there, making Espinoza sidestep him, and then that's when Majette got off that block with that nice rip and got the sack.
And the Rattlers with the ball once again. The play fake, the quick throw, complete. Inside the Bay Area 15, wrapped up and thrown down. That's Pelletier with the catch. Troy Pelletier from Lehigh was activated from the short-term injured reserve list back on Wednesday. Short-term injured reserve and season-ending injured reserve lists have been used extensively by the Arizona Rattlers this year.
I like his size, 6'3", 215-pound receiver. He's an All-American at Lehigh.
2nd down, quick throw, Brooks. Yanked down inside the 5, 1st and goal to go. With Calhoun and Young closing in to make the stop on Brooks.
Yeah, you see Coach Guy has him just getting that ball out, Powell. And right now, Brooks is running hard and making things happen for the Rattlers, Troy.
Well-respected and productive career for the Minnesota Golden Gophers for Shannon Brooks, who's been a big-time contributor to the Rattlers so far this season. Bobbles the snap, gets it into the end zone anyway. Touchdown, Arizona.
What a move by Brooks. Bobbled the ball outside, saw that the defensive end was stretching that play out. You see it right here, stretching it out, boom, put that foot in the ground, and just gets into the end zone. Nice vision, nice play by him. Great body control.
And a similar play last week for the Rattlers. Jamal Miles had a handoff that kind of went behind him, and he kind of carried it on his hip into the end zone last week. Rattlers able to turn both of those situations into 6 points. Ernesto Lacayo makes it 7. 27-0 Arizona in full command here in the first half in San Jose. (27-0) Rattlers lead the Panthers here in the second quarter. And right now, Arizona has had everything go its way, while the Panthers need to settle things down, get some things going offensively, do some things that it has not done to this point in this game. Lacayo advances, sends it away, and Dorton watches it sail out of bounds.
The kick left the play confines on the fly.
We'll catch the Panthers on the road at our next watch party Saturday, June 18th at San Pedro Social. Doors open at 6 p.m. and besides the great action, you can win prizes, meet the dance team, and claw. Have a player coach Q&A and enjoy happy hour food and beverage offers. See you then, because together we are social. That's Saturday, June the 18th. While the Panthers are down in San Diego. So that'll be in a couple weeks. Block off your calendar right now. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Their own 20. Following the kick going out of bounds. And here's Dwayne Gary. Rattlers flow so well to the ball. Pickup of only 1. Well, Darren, let's do a role play here. You are Kurt Bryant. What are you telling Vincent Espinoza? What do you want to see the offense do here and try to get going here in this critical possession?
You know, the Rattlers have put their foot on the gas pedal, and not only 1 but 2. And you just can't have this kid throwing the ball down the field his first game ever starting for you. You got to ease him into it, and he's throwing hitches and handing the ball off. So it's tough.
Espinoza to throw. On the move. And picks up a couple more.
But at some point, you're going to have to take the training wheels off and just let him throw the ball down the field, and whatever happens, happens. And I think they were trying to do that right there. You see Espinoza goes back, that's coverage right there. He's looking. He looked at 2 different reads there, and there was nothing there. Pulled it down and took off.
3rd down and 7. Panthers need to get to just inside the Arizona 20. Quick throw. Incomplete. Intended for Dorton. Well covered by Kyrie Woods.
Yeah, it was great coverage by Woods. He was right there with Dorton. Espinoza just didn't have anywhere to throw that football, and they're going to have to go for it again, Troy.
Woods has won Defensive Player of the Week honors twice this season, week 1 and week 4. 4th down, 7 to go. And the throw knocked down at the 20. Might have been short of the sticks anyway. But Woods wins the battle against Dorton once more. Turnover on downs, Rattler ball.
And you're right, it would have been short anyway, and that's something I'm sure Coach Bryan is going to tell him, hey, we have to get the first down. He runs it right at the sticks there and had to come back to the ball. You want to run it past the sticks so you can come back and cut that guy's hip off and step in front of him so you can catch the football.
So once again, Drew Powell with a shot at adding more points on the board for the Rattlers. Powell from Livingstone College, that's in Salisbury, North Carolina. Among their famous alums, former New England Patriots tight end Ben Coates. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
What a weapon he was. Powell's not bad himself as he finds Braxton Haley for Haley's 3rd touchdown of the night.
Haley just ran a corner route there, made it look like he was going to go to the post, but went to the corner. He was wide open, and what I talked about in the open, Drew Powell can throw the football. You see him there just going all the way across. Excuse me, that was a deep post. Looked like he was going to run a corner out, but he ran a post there. Nice strike by Powell.
And this was a Rattler passing attack that didn't quite look in sync for much of the game against the Panthers on Sunday. No such problems here so far tonight. But Kyle's extra point is good. 34-0 Rattlers over the Panthers. And right now, a lot to celebrate for Arizona. Rattlers doing well so far in the jungle. It's 34-0. Arizona with the lead over Bay Area. Braxton Haley with 3 touchdowns so far. And the Panthers trying to get untracked. Ernesto Lacayo with the ball teed up. And a short kick. Taken by Gary inside the 5. Slithers off 1 tackle. Fighting forward, still going. Brings the pile with him. Dwayne Gary with attitude at the end of that return gives Bay Area good field position at its own 22. Well, every game, Marriott West Credit Union is partnering with the Panthers to provide an opportunity for local community groups to experience a Panthers game live. If you would like more information on how a community group can attend a Panthers home game, visit the community page on the Panthers website at bayareapanthers.com/community. Fans having a good time, but still looking for the Panthers' first score of the night. 1st and 10. The throw left side, complete to Dorton. Well, Dorton versus Woods has been a key matchup over the last few minutes of game time. Dorton winning that battle.
Yeah, Dorton has that speed, so you have to respect him because the one thing Dorton can do is run. Has a lot of speed, and Woods was just off of him there, but drove nice and made that tackle there.
Dorton from Eastern Washington, he racked up 289 yards receiving against Lindenwood, breaking the old Eastern Washington record set by some dude named Cooper Kupp. What's he up to these days? Fumble. As Espinoza was wrapped up, and the Rattler defense standing up once again.
Espinoza got the ball. You see the pressure for Williams, and I don't know what he was trying to do there, but somehow the ball came out as Williams was spinning him and trying to get him down. Yeah, he just didn't have a hold of the ball there. Williams got it out, put the Rattlers in position right here. Actually, great field position for the Rattlers.
And it is all going against Bay Area right now. Right now, they're having buzzard luck. Can't kill nothing, won't nothing die. Powell to the end zone. Wide open touchdown. Right down the seam, it's Jared Harrington with his first catch of the season. And the Rattlers ahead 40-0.
What they're doing is running, you see right here, a post or an over route. See, to stand up the field, and then like a seam route. Harrington ran, just staying right up the field, wide open, and it's zone. And all you're doing is occupying places in the zone, and he's going right up the middle. Touchdown, Rattlers.
Extra point is through, and it is a 41-0 score in favor of Arizona. And Jared Harrington, a guy who led the Rattlers in receiving last season, also had 21 total touchdowns, tore his ACL in the IFL semifinals last year, finally made his debut for the season last week, took the opening kick, didn't have a catch last week, has a catch here tonight, and it's a big one that results in 6 points for Arizona.
You know, he got hurt last year in the semifinal game before the United Bowl. He had played really well, Harrington that is, for the Rattlers. Coach Guy was really excited about him having surgery, rehabbing that injury, and now he's getting back out on the field. Coach Guy had nothing but great things to say about him.
Well, Harrington, one of the guys that Kevin Guy had to reach out to try to fill out a roster over the last couple of weeks, as Arizona has been hit very, very hard by injuries. Another player that Guy had to reach back for was Marcus Pittman, who played for the Rattlers from 2010 to 2016, won 3 Arena Bowls during that span. Guy needed a little help on the defensive line, and Pittman hadn't played in years, but he came in, gave the Rattlers a couple of snaps. Not on the roster this week, as he was released earlier this week, but Kevin Guy leaving no stone unturned, looking for players to fill out the roster. Meanwhile, Gary off to the races, and he goes coast to coast. Touchdown, Panthers. And a much-needed score by Dwayne Gary for the Panthers.
Great blocking by the Panthers. Dwayne Gary got that football, went up that left side, and you saw his speed. I love his speed, just making things happen. Look at that running by, nice block on the kicker there, and then he just pranced in there. and got a score for the Panthers.
Yeah, total team play by the Panthers. Gary on the return, and the blocking up front, superb. Stevie Artigue's extra point is good. Well, you can't swallow an elephant whole. You got to take it one bite at a time. Panthers take a bite out of the Rattlers special teams.
Yeah, you see right there, and then Dorton, nice block by Dorton, lead the way for Gary, and that's what the Panthers needed. Maybe that's going to get them started right now. Jump started, let's say, Troy, to get back into this football game slowly but surely.
Dwayne Gary, the 26-year-old out of Western Connecticut State. And it's been maybe a bit tough to evaluate him at times throughout the season because of some of the struggles with the offensive line, with all the shuffling that's happened with that position unit throughout much of the season. But Gary has more than proven his worth as a playmaker throughout the course of the year, adding that play to his portfolio. Jared Harrington waiting back deep with Stevie Artigue teeing it up. Do you think about onside here or doing anything funky with the kick?
No.
Panthers agree. 3 yards deep, Harrington coming near side. Harrington has a hole. And flags thrown all over the place as Harrington takes that one to the Bay Area 21. Couple of flags thrown. Officiating crew conferring, making sure everyone's on the same page. And the result of that conversation?
Fouls on the receiving team. Holding, number 12. That penalty's declined. Holding, number 9 of the receiving team. That penalty's accepted. First down.
Well, if there's one thing as of this point that the Rattlers maybe not quite have done quite cleanly, they've had a couple of penalties on kick returns.
Yeah, let's see if we can see it. I didn't see it on number 9. I guess it was on Calhoun there. It looks like he was trying to block DJ.
Rattlers with their worst starting field position of the night. Quick throw complete. Taken down shy of the 15. That's Pelletier with the catch. Setting up second down and about 5 for the Rattlers. Pelletier last year, 17 catches. His second year with the Rattlers.
I like Pelletier. He had a little room there, but Clayton Glasgow closed it quick and made that tackle.
Second down, 6. Powell down the middle. Braxton Haley is having himself a whale of a game to this point.
He really is. He ran right down to the middle of the field, and once again, Drew Powell's having a night. We have to acknowledge that. Play fake there. Look at that throw. Nice throw right between the numbers there. Another first down, Rattlers.
And Haley finding that sweet spot in the zone. Show up for the ball, make it easy for Powell to find him. First and 10, ball just inside the 20, and a handoff. It's Brooks fighting through and scoring with ease. Touchdown, Rattlers. Shannon Brooks with the shimmy shake through the line, and then he turned on the Jets and said bye-bye. 47-7 at the 1-minute mark of the second quarter.
Clock will be stopped on incomplete passes, out of bounds, and change of possession.
Yeah, Brooks is running hard tonight. This is a different Shannon Brooks than last week. He's getting that ball, and he's stepping on the gas pedal, that's for sure. He's not putting on any blinkers or any brakes on that. He's getting into the end zone.
Oh, it's been all gas, no brakes for the Rattlers overall so far tonight. Brooks with 3 touchdown runs. Braxton Haley with 3 touchdowns as well. And Ernesto Locayo has done much of his work kicking extra points. Locayo was a pro kicker for 10 years. in the AFL, in the CIF, and the XFL. He kicked against Arizona in 17 games, lost them all, went 0-17 against the Rattlers. Said if you can't beat them, join them. Now he is about to kick the extra point. But first, we're at the 1-minute warning. The Rattlers ahead by 40. Well, sometimes in sports, scores can lie. Quite honestly, to this point, that one does not. 47-7, Rattlers looking to tack on one more with the extra point after Shannon Brooks' third touchdown run of the evening. It has been all Arizona. And Kyle's extra point skips off the wire and goes through. 48-7. It started right from the very beginning. Braxton Haley with a long touchdown catch to start things off, 7-0. Brooks with a touchdown run to make it 13-0. Panthers went for it on fourth down, could not get it. That set up the Rattlers with very short field position. Haley cashing in with a touchdown run to make it 20-0 before the first quarter was out. And despite a kickoff return for a score by Dwayne Gary, it has been 100% Rattlers to this point, Darren.
Yeah, it really has. And the thing I want to say is that defensively, Coach Chachere is doing a lot of the similar things he did last week, but the Rattlers are just so efficient tonight. Powell is throwing dimes. Receivers are running tremendous routes. And Brooks, Shannon Brooks, my gosh, he's running hard tonight. He's making it happen. So it's always tough when you run into a team that felt that the game was too close last week. Kind of that beehive has been hit by Kevin Guy with a stick, and they came in here with a great week of practice, and they're being pretty efficient. But the Bay Area Panthers can do the same thing in the second half.
The squibber, ball on the ground. Rattlers say they have it. And they do. Devontae Merriweather, as usual, doesn't matter what side of the ball, defense or special teams, he's always in the area. And the Rattlers about to pick up another possession.
Now, you know, I coach
of an onside kick being recovered by the defense is being challenged regarding a kicking player being offside. Play is under further review.
So they'll take another look at this and make sure that everything was okay on the Rattlers side.
Now this is something Kevin Guy and I coached together. At the 1 minute mark, you're going to onside kick because you're going to get the 2 for 1. And I think that's clean right there. We don't have the angle right here to see if it's offsides or not. But most teams are going to do the 2 for 1 on you at the 1 minute and onside kick it. You have that's something that's going to happen.
Yeah, for folks that might be more used to the outdoor game, what happens in the final minute of halves might be a bit foreign to some folks. And it seems like it's all about possessions and getting as many possessions as you possibly can in the final minute of the half, because the clock is in your favor to do all sorts of things.
Right, so the Rattlers are going to kick off starting the second half, so he wanted to get that other possession. This is a good angle right here.
Looking to see if Arizona was offside. Running it back. What do you see?
They can slow it down when the kicker is kicking the football. If anything, it's going to be the guy down. I don't know. He's making contact with the football.
Yeah. So from our eagle eyes, it would appear that everything is okay for the Rattlers on this. Officials have taken a look. Here are their findings.
Review, the kicking team was not offside. The ruling on the field of recovered onside kick has been confirmed. Bears charged with a timeout and a challenge.
So the Rattlers back on offense once again after recovering the short kick with inside a minute to go. And ahead by 41 points. Drew Powell, much more efficient so far today than he was last week. Led the IFL last year with 69% completion percentage, 81 total touchdowns. Hand off to Brooks. Has 3 total touchdowns tonight. And Brooks sets up the Rattlers at the 10.
Yeah, Brooks is, it's almost like it's a different player in that uniform. You see him hit that corner there with that speed. Then he got physical in the defensive backfield. Sometimes players are just playing out of their mind, and right now the Bay Area Panthers have number 79, Hernandez. He's an offensive guy. They have him on the defensive line. Adrian Hernandez.
Yep. See him right there, heading off to the left of your screen. Hernandez, 6'4", 330. Played with the Mid-Valley Wolfpack. Fresno-based adult developmental football team.
Therefore, the time will be reset to 51 seconds. The play clock and the game clock will start on my whistle.
So they'll get everything set with the clock. And keep in mind, Bay Area missing perhaps its best defensive player in Rayshon Pringle, a cornerback who had done some terrific things, not just in the return game, but also defensively as well. He is out for the season, suffered a fractured leg. And the Panthers certainly could have used his services here tonight.
And he might be the best return guy in the league.
Yep.
I think he is. And Joe Newman was really coming into his own, throwing the football. The game was slowing down to him.
Incorrectly reset to 51 minutes. We will change it to 51 seconds and will again start on my ready.
"51 minutes is a long time. 51 seconds can be a long time in this game. The Panthers, of course, have certainly had their share of injuries throughout the year, especially early on in the season, and particularly in the trenches.
Kevin will let it run down and call a timeout.
Rattlers showing no urgency in getting back to the line of scrimmage. Play clock goes down to 1. Kevin Guy calls timeout.
Their first charge timeout of the half.
So 26 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, this game to this point has looked absolutely nothing like round 1 did earlier this week. It was just a 14-7 Rattler lead, and really, if not for a blown snap by the Panthers as they were deep inside Rattler territory at the very end of the first quarter, looking to take a lead on the Arizona Rattlers at that point. If not for that blown snap, who knows how different the trajectory that game might have taken last week.
I like what they were doing, especially with Joe Newman. And like I said, the defense played that soft zone, and the Rattlers had some new players in, but tonight they were prepared and ready for it. But I think the difference is Joe Newman is the leader of this football team, and Coach Bryan will tell you that. And with him out and a new quarterback in, that's tough for the Panthers tonight. But whatever the Rattlers is doing, you have to say the Panthers can do it in the second half.
There's Kevin Guy. He's been in this building numerous times. 1st and 10 from the 10 as we're back to action. Powell. Sliding grab. Touchdown, Arizona.
Touchdown, Arizona Rattlers.
Jamal Miles getting into the act.
To Jamal Miles, 10 yards. To Powell.
And Arizona now with 54 points in less than one half of action.
You're going to see him come in motion, and look, he's just running that over route, goes down low. Once again, a nice, smart throw by Drew Powell, throwing it low where only his guy can go down and get that ball, which Miles did for the touchdown.
Yeah, picture perfect accuracy there from Powell. Say that 3 times fast. Lakayo's extra point is good. 55-7 with less than 20 seconds to go in the first half. Arizona came into this game averaging 52.8 points per game. Tops in the IFL. They have surpassed that in just under 30 minutes of play here tonight.
Yeah, I understand. Like I said, I worked with Kevin Guy. When you play well against him, I don't even know if he went home this week. He probably just stayed at the facility watching film, trying to figure out everything he could to get this strategy and an advantage over the Panthers. But this is a great opportunity for Coach Bryan just to tell his team, hey, we're playing football. I don't care what the score is. We're just going to go out there and play football right now.
What have you got to lose at this point, right?
Right, and I'm going to watch the film, and I'm going to see who plays.
Yep.
Just go out and play.
Sometimes you can learn just every bit as much in situations like this as you can when the game and the score is directly on the line. Squib kick bouncing towards Dorton. Takes it at the 6 and finds a seam. Dorton beats the kicker. He's gone. Touchdown Panthers. 44 yards for Drayson Dorton. And a bright spot for Bay Area tonight has been the kick return game. That's the second one they've brought back tonight.
I really like Dorton. He has great speed, great vision. He got the ball, and you see right there, it was just a kicker left. You have to give a lot of credit to the blocking on that. Those other 7 guys out there did a tremendous job blocking because he went untouched until he got to the kicker, made the kicker miss, and ran it in. Touchdown.
Dwayne Gary has one, and Drayson Dorton now has one. As of now, Kevin Guy has thrown the challenge flag. You see it there on your screen. Dorton's longest kick return coming into the game tonight have been 32 yards, surpassing that one on that sequence.
Challenge was for a foul that is not reviewable.
So the 6 points will stand. How much lobbying and politicking the referees do you generally have to do as a head coach throughout the course of the game?
You know, that's what Coach Guy was trying to do, because Coach Jarnigan, the special teams coordinator, he's the best in the business, was telling Kevin, hey, they're just grabbing my guys. And I was reading his lips, and that's not reviewable.
Extra point from Artigue is good, and now it is a 14 ball game. With less than 10 seconds left here in the first half. Jeff Jarnigan, you mentioned him. Jarnigan for the Arizona Rattlers, their defensive line coach, their special teams coach, and their general manager as well. Oh, by the way, also a former SaberCat assistant coach.
Love Coach Jarnigan. He's the best special teams coach in the business. Defensive line, offensive, he can do it all. Tremendous coach, helps Kevin in the front office. He's great at that. Love to give a shout out to Coach Jarnigan, one of the best to ever do it.
Well, he's from Midwest City, Oklahoma. You know, we produce good people back there. I'll give a shout out to my fellow Midwest Cityan. Coach Jarnigan and I both share the same hometown. Same hometown also is current Detroit Tigers manager A.J. Hinch, who I went to high school and college with. And also, of course, with Arizona Diamondback ties for Hinch as well. The right foot from Artigue lands in the tunnel. A couple of fans have some souvenirs and something pretty cool to show their friends.
First down.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because you're going to give them the ball on the 20-yard line now, and with 8 seconds left.
Well, if you're Arizona, do you take a shot here? I mean, Bay Area is scheduled to get the second half kick here.
Coach Guy is talking to him a little too long for him just to run out the half. Or maybe he does. But he had a long conversation with Powell and had the play sheet up over his mouth so no one could see what he was saying.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Move it back 5 yards after the delay of game penalty. With 8.4 seconds remaining. Drew Powell with 3 touchdown passes tonight. There's Brooks, who has 3 touchdown runs tonight. And he falls forward inside Panther territory with a flag thrown along the way. Clock has expired, but let's see what this flag is all about. Officials have certainly received their share of airtime here tonight. Kurt Bryant scheduled to receive some airtime with him here in a couple of moments or so.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 13 of the offense, 10-yard penalty. By rule, the clock will be reviewed to see if the play time expired prior to the timeout being called.
So they'll take a look at it. Braxton Haley, the guilty party as of right now, he had his hands outstretched as if to say, what did I do? Meanwhile, Kurt Bryant and the Panther coaching staff looking for answers. And I think you said it perfectly just a few moments ago. Look, at this point, you just gotta disregard the scoreboard to the point and just play football from here on out. Let's take another look at it here and see if we can sync up the action with when the half clock actually expired. Brooks went down the sideline, tripped up, and it looks like there might be some time left on the clock at the end of this play.
0.5.
As he was spotted down, I believe, at the Bay Area 21. Perhaps with his foot maybe going out of bounds there, and if that's the case,
Yeah.
assuming that is the case.
But even there, it's down at 1-7.
Yep.
Coach calls a timeout.
We should have perhaps just under 2 seconds remaining here in the first half once everything is sorted out. Perhaps. Of course, now, what we say up here isn't official.
No. A long way from it.
Highly unofficial.
I like that. Highly unofficial.
Great to have you with us here on a Saturday evening. Troy Clarity and Darren Arvett, the Hall of Fame coach, who has stared at the other bench and looked at those Arizona Rattlers many, many times over the years. I'm sure it maybe gave you a little extra pep in your step to see the Rattlers back in the building here tonight.
After review of the clock, there is 1.4 seconds remaining. First down.
Sounds about right. So 1.4 seconds left in the half. That seems to track with what we had seen. This is the second time that Kurt Bryant has looked across the way and seen the Rattlers in the other bench. First time around, even though they didn't get the win, overall some good things that the Panthers were able to do, but so far in this one, Rattlers have flipped the script.
The clock is running, so he's going to have to run them out there.
.4 seconds to go. Rattlers, the ball at their own 20. Quick throw. Miles cuts back, off to the races, and scores. Touchdown Rattlers at the buzzer. The 30-yard catch and carry by Jamal Miles, who scoots in and scores. There is a flag on the play. And it was thrown late in the sequence.
Blindside block, number 3 of the offense. 15-yard penalty, spot of the foul. There will be an untimed down.
So the untimed down after the penalty. One of the officials actually caught it a little bit on that far side as he got involved in the mix. Nifty run by Miles, but it won't count. Not for 6 anyway.
It's a blindside block by number 3.
Timeout, Arizona.
Right there.
Charge timeout.
Yeah, may have just gotten Jabari Butler as Miles was streaking towards the end zone. We could take another look at it ourselves.
And Miles was in front of him, and see the block is right there. But to Brooks's defense, you don't know where the ball area is at. You're just zeroing in on who you have to block. And blindside block, he's not looking at you. That's a no-no now in football.
Yeah, split-second decision, but sometimes those split-second decisions can go against you. Fans here at SAP Center hanging in there. 1st and 10. Ball at the 17, no time on the clock. Powell flushed out, goes short of the end zone. And Peltier is bottled up inside the 10.
The half is over.
For the first time this afternoon, a Rattler possession does not end in the end zone. All others have gotten at least 6 points. As Arizona right from the beginning, taking command of this game. And to this point, not letting go. Couple of fantastic kick returns, but at the half, Rattlers lead the Panthers 55-14.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of these games where coach going to have to go in and be positive. And like I said 2 or 3 times already, we don't even look up at the scoreboard. The only thing we're concerned about on the scoreboard is how much time is left on the clock.
Kickoff returns by Dwayne Gary and Drayson Dorton. The points to this point for the Panthers, and we are joined right now by the head coach of the Panthers, Kurt Bryant. Well, Kurt, obviously, first 30 minutes not going the way you wanted to. Let's start with the main subplot coming into this one with Vincent Espinoza. What have you seen from him at the quarterback spot so far today?
Well, obviously, they're playing much better than we are right now. Vincent was obviously nervous the first part of the game. He had to settle down. That's understandable. And the bottom line is they're playing better than we are, and we have to settle down and play better in the second half. We made a couple of nice plays, but we're not playing Panther football right now.
When you're standing in front of your team in that locker room at halftime, Coach, what are you going to say to them?
I'm going to tell them the truth like I always do every day, and that is we got beat in the first half by a better team, and we didn't play anywhere near our potential. We have to shake it off because the second half has nothing to do with the first half.
Second half to come. Coach, thanks a bunch. Best of luck in that second half.
Thanks so much.
That is the Panthers head coach, Kurt Bryan. And you just got a preview of the message he's going to be delivering here at halftime, with Arizona leading 55-14. All Arizona to this point. Halftime from SAP Center in just a few moments. At the half here at SAP Center, the Rattlers with a 55-14 lead. Troy Clarity and the Hall of Fame coach Darren Arbette here with you. And last week when these two teams met, Darren, very slow start for Arizona, only scoring 14 points in that first half as Bay Area was able to kind of take the ball take the air out of the ball rather. Tonight, no such problems for Arizona. They got it going right from the start.
Kevin Guy came right out, threw it down the field, right down the middle of the field for a touchdown to get on the boards, and that's what he wanted to do. Started slow last week. Well, he only had 3 possessions, and he said he scored on 2 of them in the first half, and you see there, just right up the middle, right between the pipe, great throw by Powell, great protection, touchdown Haley.
Powell with 3 touchdown passes so far here tonight. Braxton Haley with 3 touchdowns receiving, and Shannon Brooks with 3 touchdowns as well on the ground for the Arizona Rattlers. Bay Area Panthers have taken 2 kicks back for scores. That has been the highlight for Bay Area in the first half. More festivities from SAP Center coming up in just a moment. Well, a gorgeous South Bay sunset outside the SAP Center. Inside, we're at the half between the Rattlers and the Panthers. And it's a while until the next home game, but you still will not want to miss the appreciation tickets for Saturday. The Panthers take on the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Visit BayAreaPanthers.com today to grab your seats. Again, that's July 16th, BayAreaPanthers.com. We're at the half here at SAP Center. More to come in just a moment. Rattlers and Panthers halfway through. Score at the half here in San Jose, Arizona, with a 55-14 lead over the Bay Area Panthers. As we are in the middle of week 13 of the Indoor Football League season. Week 13, unlucky for some, how things have shaken out so far here today. What's going to be intriguing here, and I think a lot of Arizona Rattler fans are going to be keeping a special eye on that game at the bottom. Northern Arizona against San Diego. Wranglers and Rattlers tied with 8-2 records coming into today. And oh, by the way, the Rattlers head up to Northern Arizona coming up next week. So all sorts of great things unfolding here in week 13. But here tonight in the first half, all Arizona started right from the very beginning with Braxton Haley with the long touchdown grab. And the Rattlers just have not let up from there. The defense also getting the act as well.
Just smothering Espinoza. Great coverage by them, and look at him right there. Brooks running hard. And then their defense. I like what the Rattlers defense is doing tonight. They're playing really nice. You see them right now putting that pressure on Espinoza. Nothing downfield, but where they're lacking is on that kickoff. This is the first of two returns. Gary got the first one going down that left side, getting into the end zone. You're going to see Dorton right here. Great blocks. Look at that. Just ran by the kicker. He got in, made it happen for his team.
Put it all together, it's a 55-14 lead for Arizona. with the second half straight ahead. Oh, well, happy birthday to you as well. Celebrating here at the SAP Center as we're about to start the second half. Troy Clarity filling in for Dave Lewis and the Hall of Fame coach Darren Arbett with you. Arizona ahead 55-14 as we're about to kick things off here in the second half. Arizona putting it all together in all phases of the game except for special teams, while the Panthers looking for their first offensive points of the evening. But they're still dancing here at the SAP Center and having a good time. Of course, indoor football here in this building in particular goes back decades. Darren, of course, you're a huge part of that, a critical part of that, and certainly 100% fun nonstop from wall to wall and from end to end for fans here, no matter what's on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's been a great place to play football, indoor football. The fans here in the Bay Area really love it. Looking forward to the second half, Troy.
Yeah, we're going to learn some things. We're going to learn more things, I think, about both the Panthers and the Rattlers here in the second half, which is now underway. The shimmy shake, but only gets as far as inside the 5-yard line. Grayson Dorton took one back to make it a 55-14 game.
At the 4-yard line.
But much more sound coverage by the Rattlers on that instance. First and 10 from the Panthers' own 4-yard line after this return.
Well, you know, Coach Guy and Coach Jarnigan talked about this. You see 4 Rattlers there inside the 5-yard line making that tackle there.
Vincent Espinoza, the starting quarterback for the Panthers today. A rough start hoping to try to turn things around here in the second half. Gary in the backfield with them, and he gets the handoff. Gary with the cutback. Picks up a couple. Hit first by Hill, and then finished off with a little help from his friends. Gary with that quick cutback style of running. Only picks up a couple there, but you certainly see what makes him such a dangerous running back in this league.
But yeah, you saw number 96, Theo Leggett, and Hill, number 45. They're doing a nice job along with Terrell on that defensive line for the Rattlers.
Second down and 7. Ball at the 12. Play fake. Deep downfield for Dorton. Got it! Touchdown! Vincent Espinoza on the money. And Drayson Dorton with a terrific grab makes it a 55-20 ball game.
Look at that protection. Nice throw down the sideline by Vincent Espinoza. Even a better catch by Dorton with that speed running down that sideline. And look, watch this catch. Look at that catch. Over the shoulder, crossed his body, arms extended. Big time catch by Dorton.
You can't place it any better than that as Stevie Artigue nails the extra point and makes it 55-21. Well, the start of the game, Espinoza struggled with fumbled snaps. Start of the second half, a complete turnaround, so much better this time around.
And that's the way you start the second half. Great job by the coaches talking to these guys and telling them, hey, let's just go out and play football. You're here for a reason. We can play, you can play. And you saw their opening drive of the second half. Nice touchdown.
Meanwhile, Drayson Dorton, his first touchdown catch of the year. Mentioned that he broke the old Eastern Washington receiving yardage for a single game record that was set by Cooper Kupp. Boy, what a fun player he was to watch in the collegiate level. Last time we saw Kupp, he was winning Super Bowl MVP for the LA Rams. And even after Dorton, as you see him in the middle of your screen, set that record or broke the record from Kupp, Kupp shot him some Twitter love afterwards. So pretty cool weekend all the way around for Dorton that time. Kick taken. It's Miles. Miles down the sideline. Check to see if he stayed in bounds. He did. Touchdown Rattlers. So after the Rattlers give up the long touchdown, they get one of their own, this one via special teams.
Yeah, Miles, that was a nice run by him. He turned on the afterburners and ran by Artigue. You see there, runs by a player, and then it's right here. Artigue has him cornered, but he turns on the afterburners and gets into the end zone. Touchdown Rattlers.
Miles had a 45-yard touchdown return against Frisco on April 30th, and now has his third kickoff return touchdown this season. 62-21 as you look at the Rattlers kicker Ernesto Ocayo. Lived in a green Volkswagen bus for 3 years while he went from kicking gig to kicking gig. We mentioned he was a pro kicker for so long in the AFL, in the Champions League, and also in the XFL as well. So Ocayo has been, what's that Johnny Cash song? He's been everywhere, man.
Yeah, he even played for San Diego in this league. He's been everywhere. Coach Jarnigan, you see him right there on the screen in the middle. You knew at one point he was going to get one back. That's his specialty, the special teams, and I've been in the game a long time, and like I said, he's the best in the business.
Yeah, immediate turnaround for Arizona's special teams, right? I mean, the first return by Dorton could only get to as far as his own 4-yard line, and then the second time they get an opportunity, they take it back to the house. But Kyle has it teed up, making sure that everyone is where they need to be. fireworks to begin the second half. And Dorton just watches it bounce beyond the back of the end zone and up the tunnel, off towards the dressing room.
If the ball is kicked beyond the end line, it will be placed at the 25-yard line since that's the second such violation. 1st and 10 on the 25.
Very difficult for kickers. There's such a small margin of error, not just in kicking the ball and trying to get points, but on kickoffs as well. Not a whole lot of room to maneuver if you're a kicker. And if you don't get it done, if you don't get the good placement, you're going to give the other team great field position.
Yeah, you can't kick it out the back of that thing the second time. First time it's going to be on the 20, second time the 25 after that.
Well, here come the Panthers. With Vincent Espinoza calling the signals, throwing quickly. It's Dorton with the grab. He's taken down after a pickup of about 5. Kyrie Woods with the stop. Dorton with another catch. He's been coming on as this game has gone on.
Yeah, he has that speed on that backside there, but you saw Wood come up. He caught the ball, and nice tackle by Woods, number 9, for the Rattlers.
Dorton, we mentioned, played at Eastern Washington. They've got that red turf up there, right? So he's used to having different colored turf. Toss to Gary. And tries to squeeze forward, maybe picks up a half yard, but that's about it. 3rd down coming up for the Panthers.
Just trying to get the ball into Gary's hand like they did last week. Had a tremendous game. Nice toss, pitch to him. But you saw Williams there, linebacker, making that play. Playing sideline to sideline.
And denying Gary the cutback lane. 3rd down and 5 for the Panthers. To the end zone. Crawl. Incomplete. Close coverage by Devin Cockrell, who was signed by the Rattlers on Wednesday. But this is his 3rd overall season with the Rattlers, the first target by Kroll. And the Rattlers come away winners in that battle.
And you see him there just turn around at the perfect time. Winfrey was coming over the top, got that ball down there. The UTEP player there who had a great career there. 247 tackles in his career.
Kroll, a magnificent game with 2 touchdowns last week against the Rattlers. 4th and 5, Panthers at the Arizona 20. Espinoza tripped up, can't regain his balance, and down he goes. Another turnover on downs. Things getting a bit chippy on the field. And once again, another empty trip for the Bay Area offense. 1st down, Arizona. And a tough night overall for Espinoza. Even with the big highlight, the teardrop throw to Dorton. Overall, it has not gone Espinoza's way. Rattlers up by 41. Panthers turn it over on downs, and the Rattlers offense going back to work, starting on its own 24. And Demery Croft, now the quarterback for Arizona. Croft, a 24-year-old, 6'5", 205 out of Tennessee State. Has thrown 6 touchdowns this season, was all rookie last year. And Croft, perhaps in a designed quarterback draw, takes it inside Bay Area territory to the 22-yard line. Well, catch the Panthers on the road at our next watch party on Saturday, June 18th. That's 2 weeks from tonight at San Pedro Social. Doors will open at 6 p.m. And besides the great action, you can win prizes, meet the dance team and fall, have a player coach Q&A, and enjoy happy hour food and beverage offers. See you then, because together we are social. Second down, Arizona, with Demery Croft leading the charge for Arizona. Taking the snap, throwing down the sideline, almost making the adjustment. Pelletier almost made the grab. Brasso with the coverage.
Good coverage by Nick Brazel. Arizona trying to go down that left sideline there, throwing that ball, and Croft there gets it up. And you see Brazel just gets a hand in there and knocks it out. Great play by Nick Brazel, number 2.
Third down. Croft back. Throws to the end zone, underthrown, intercepted. Brandon Dabney finds a seam and is taken down at the Panther 18. A much needed stop for Bay Area with Brandon Dabney coming through.
Croft just threw the ball behind the receiver, and you see Dabney undercut it there, number 7. Nice play by him. And then he's making something happen with the football after he gets the interception.
Dabney with his first interception of the season. Missed much of the month of May. Just came off of the short-term injured reserve list last week. Manteca High School grad, then Modesto Junior College, and then went to Lamar. So the Panthers back on offense. Espinoza says, all right, go in motion. And shoots it deep down the sideline, overthrown, incomplete. Winfrey, the closest human being to that ball.
Yeah, Espinoza getting that ball down the field, trying to stretch that defense a little, trying to get it to Kroll. He was just off target on that play.
Kroll, 6'1", 220. 6 touchdowns so far this season. 2nd and 10. Espinoza tosses to Gary. Gary cuts back, keeps his footing, and takes a Rattler with him inside the Arizona 20. First down.
Yeah, Gary going around that left side. Appy, Sheffield, and McCoy, you see doing a nice job blocking for him. He breaks the tackle himself, and Gary gets the first down for the Panthers.
Gary, by the way, had his first reception in his last 4+ games. That came on the second play from scrimmage here tonight. 1st and 10, ball inside the Rattler 20. Pressure coming. Espinoza to the end zone and overthrows it. Pressure was coming from the Rattlers. Trayvon Hill helping to lead the charge, and perhaps Espinoza had to get rid of that one maybe a bit earlier than he wanted to. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure there on him, and he just tried to get that ball away and threw it. Wasn't a receiver in the area, though.
Kroll, Dorton, and Douglas, the 3 receivers squaring up against that Rattler secondary. 2nd and 10. Throws right side in traffic, intercepted. Dylan Winfrey's 5th pick of the year. Espinoza may have tried to force that one to Douglas, and Winfrey makes him pay.
Yeah, just tried to force that when there was 2 Rattlers around Douglas, and Winfrey, the defensive player of the year in the IFL, got an interception there for the Rattlers. You see Dorton stopping there, and both those guys just breaking on that football there. 2 Rattler defenders breaking on it, with Winfrey coming up with the interception.
Yeah, Winfrey in front and Cockrell behind, and Winfrey comes away with the trophy. Croft, complete. Peltier, who has helped pace the Rattlers offense. Tackle made by Clayton Glasgow. Demery Croft began his collegiate career at Minnesota, started 6 games for the Golden Gophers, then transferred to Tennessee State.
Played for the Tucson Sugar Skulls last year.
Yep. Completed 61% of his passes, threw for 24 touchdowns, and ran for 10 more. Keeping this one, gets past Calhoun. Inside the Bay Area 20 for a first down.
Great read by Croft there, pulling that one. Getting down that right sideline, making one Panther miss, and getting a first down for the Rattlers.
Yeah, Brooks got creamed in the backfield, but Croft able to diagnose it, keep it himself, and move the chains. First and 10. Late 3rd quarter. And a push pass out to Miles. And inside the 10.
Yeah, just push that ball out there. Miles going in that motion while he's still in the backfield, snapping that ball, getting it out to him like a long handoff, Troy.
Miles with a great all-around game last week against the Panthers. 6 catches for 74 yards, a touchdown receiving, and a touchdown rushing. The old Sun Devil. Handoff to Brooks. And pop, holy smoke. Brandon Dabney saying enough. We're here in the upper reaches of the SAP Center, but you could hear that hit all throughout the jungle.
Yeah, nice play by Brandon Dabney along with DJ Calhoun, and you're going to see it right in your living room. Boom, Brandon Dabney coming across the field there, making a big-time play for the Panthers.
We might have to start calling him Boom Dabney. Well, 3rd and short. And a play fake. Croft scoots into the end zone for the score. Touchdown Rattlers. But multiple flags are down. One early in the play and a second one late. And Braxton Haley had his hands outstretched saying, whoa, me? What did I do? Croft on the keeper. Able to take it over, but perhaps some infractions committed by the Rattlers along the way. Croft, a lanky guy at 6'5", 205 pounds. But quarterbacks are getting taller these days, it seems.
He ran pretty good there. I mean, you look at this little burst he had. He got going pretty quick.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, offense number 70, laying on a defensive player. Illegal defense. The defender was not head up on the receiver. On the defense, those penalties offset. Replay the down.
So after all of that, it remains 3rd and short for the Rattlers. Another look, J.J. Coleman, perhaps up to some shenanigans on the Rattlers offensive line.
Yeah, you see Collum getting off the football right there.
The defensive player
on that backside. And look, he's going to jump on the guy. no.
So here we go again, 3rd and short. Brooks looking for room and gets the first down. Just a little itty-bitty crack that Brooks is able to slither through. Of course he slithers through it. He's a Rattler. 1st and goal now for Arizona.
Yeah, just kept that vision going there. Brooks did, following those blocks. Saw a little seam there and got through it and got the first down.
Should mention that Eric Magwood, the center for Arizona, came onto the scene last week. Lamar Mady, 4-time All-IFL center, on the short-term injured reserve list. So it's been Magwood snapping the ball since then. Snaps it to Croft. Croft takes it left side, and I don't think he got in. He did not. Dabney in the mix, denying the 6 points.
Yeah, Dabney's playing hard right now, playing with he's being very aggressive on defense.
And those are the things you want to see right now, right? With the score being what it is, you want to still see who's bringing it.
Right, who's going to play football.
2nd and goal, ball just inside the 1-yard line. Croft still lining up in shotgun. Now he tells Braxton Haley to line up. Tells the other receivers to go in motion. Croft, toss, Brooks, score. Touchdown Rattlers. Brooks had the corner the whole way through, and that is his 4th touchdown run tonight.
That is the end of the 3rd
Just
quarter.
went outside there. It was great blocking
at this end of the
by
field.
that Rattler offensive line there, as well as the receivers, to get Brooks into the end zone.
Shannon Brooks, 4 touchdown runs tonight. He had 4 touchdown runs against San Diego back in mid-April. And that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Rattlers up 68-21. Well, there's the Bay Area dance team riling up the crowd as we're about to start the 4th quarter here. Arizona did kick the extra point while we were away, so it's 69-21. Well, one of the cool things that we see from the players, we get to know them a little bit and what the families are up to these days. Stevie Artigue, the Panthers kicker, the Kickers family, they have a little dinner and they fix all sorts of stuff. Check out this menu. Southwest egg rolls, avocado egg rolls, the filling, you know, the egg rolls there, the pitcher of sangria. That's looking like good stuff. I didn't really have that much before the game, Darren, so I'm kind of eyeing this with my mouth watering somewhat.
I told Stevie I'm going to have to make my way down there and get to his parents' house because the adult beverages, along with the food, everything looks really good.
Well, our takes from Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm told they know how to do food and drink down that way. Short kick comes down to Gary. Big crushing stick. As Gary takes it across the 20-yard line. Hard hitting. As Gary takes it across the 20-yard line, and the Rattler may be worse for wear here. Well, great to have you with us here at the SAP Center. Early fourth quarter. Rattlers ahead of the Panthers 69-21. Arizona has led from wire to wire to this point.
This will
up 20-0 at the end of the first. Up 55-14 at the half. And the Panthers back on offense when we return to the SAP Center. Bay Area looks to get 6 more points on the board. This can be a pretty rough game. Well, this can be a pretty rough game sometimes. Watch the collision here between DJ Calhoun and Devin Cockrell. Cockrell knocked flat on his back. There was a penalty in that mix by Arizona. So add all of those things together. Bay Area starting at the Arizona 12. Espinoza drops it, gets it back, throws to the end zone, incomplete. Well, that was a messy sequence almost right from the start as Espinoza put it on the carpet once again, salvaged it by getting it back, and after all that, it's only an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he fumbled it, then he picked it up. Then he tried to throw it downfield to Douglas. You see him getting up, just throwing that ball, knowing he's going to get hit, trying to get it into the end zone for the Panthers.
2nd and 10. Kroll in motion at the bottom of your screen. Douglas in motion as well. Gary, not much. With flags thrown at the very end. Winfrey in on the stop. Well, Espinoza, in a sense, getting shoved into the pool and being told to swim. Don't forget that the backup quarterback for the Panthers for tonight technically is Dwayne Gary. So it can be a bit difficult here for a quarterback to, even though he's been in the system before, to come in relatively cold and be able to produce.
There are 2 fouls in the play, holding, offense. That penalty's declined. Illegal block below the waist on the offense, number 70. That penalty's accepted. First down.
Panthers moving backwards.
Second down.
They call that on Oppie. Down the field there. Cutting on Williams. That's a no-no.
Oppie Mane, the center, helping to replace Jeremy Hickey, who was the starting center for the Panthers in Week 1. He went on to the CFL. Mane was Kansas's starting center for the Jayhawks before transferring to Florida International after the 2020 season. Well, second down and Gilroy. Espinoza just throws it off his back foot. A prayer to the end zone, almost answered by Gary. Boy, Espinoza off his back foot and had almost enough to get there.
Had a lot of pressure coming on him. Espinoza from the middle. You see Williams and company right there, and he just throws it going back, just trying to get the ball up there.
Yeah, it wasn't set, just tried to get that ball out of his hand any way that he could. Third and long. Kroll, Douglas, Dorton, the receivers. With Gary in the backfield along with Espinoza. Pressure coming, picked up. Espinoza flips it outside and incomplete. Gary was out there and he might have had a chance to make a big play. Espinoza with the last second decision to try to hit him out there. But instead it's fourth down.
There is no grounding as it was an eligible receiver in the area.
You see him right here. And he tried to pitch that ball out to Gary, but Gary was going up the field to try to get a block for him. He was pitching the ball where he thought Gary was standing before he tried to get up the field.
Fourth down and 20. Down by 48. Might as well go for it. Panthers have to get to the Arizona 3-yard line. This drive started at the Arizona 13. A couple of penalties, putting Bay Area in this position with Espinoza throwing to the end zone. Overthrown in the back of the end zone. Did he hang on and make the catch? Yes, he did. Winfrey's second interception of the night. Dylan Winfrey coming up big once again. And it has been that kind of night for Arizona as Winfrey coming up big with the pick. Well overthrown. All Douglas could do was play defense. And the Rattlers about to go back on offense. Early fourth quarter, Rattlers up big over the Panthers. Drew Powell's evening done. This will be the Another possession for Demery Croft. The backup quarterback sets up a screen. It's Brooks. Brooks gets a block. And Brooks gets in. Touchdown Rattlers. 45 yards, and Shannon Brooks cannot be stopped.
That's that old fullback middle screen there that Coach Guy ran. Great call by him. They're rushing. And you see Croft just throwing that ball. Nice blocking out front. Great vision by Brooks getting to the outside. Turning on the afterburners and getting into the end zone for a touchdown.
That's his 5th score of the night. His first one through the air. Has 4 on the ground. Ernesto Lacayo for the extra point. And it's good. 76-21. As we look at the road ahead for the Bay Area Panthers, and for the next few weeks, it literally is a road ahead. At Tucson, at San Diego, and at Vegas, closing it out with 2 home games here at the Jungle. The Massachusetts Pirates on July the 9th, and then the Tucson Sugar Skulls to close it out. Of course, we'll have both of those games for you right here on 44 Cable 12. I would suggest that you join us for it.
And Duke City upset Mass tonight, 51-43.
Wow.
Duke City gets the win. So a lot of things happening in the IFL.
Massachusetts, of course, wearing the crown in the AFL this year, at the expense of the Arizona Rattlers. As we look at what else is happening around Week 13, Frisco, Sioux Falls, and Green Bay winners today, with the Wranglers on top of San Diego 21-14. That game at the half down in the 6-1-9.
And that Sioux Falls 42-34 win over Iowa. That's big for Sioux Falls, being able to get Iowa tonight. It's a nice race going on that other side of the conference.
Frisco, the lead horse right now, but Massachusetts, Iowa, now Quad City not very far behind. Mikhail's kick comes down to Gary at the 2. And he is planted. Kyrie Woods, the big stick. And a flag thrown at the end of it all. Well, that fired up the Rattlers bench a bit. Seen some hitting so far in this game. We knew we would.
Third return, illegal block in the back, number 7 of the receiving team. Penalties have to dish to the goal, first down.
So a rare miscue for the Panthers special teams. Well, Vincent Espinoza gets another shot at it, as we'll take another look at the infraction.
You see right here, Dabney's just blocking Merriweather in the back right there. That's a no-no. You got him right there in the back.
Yep. More often than not, that's going to cause the hanky to be dropped on the floor. Espinoza 1st and 10, Panthers their own 5. Complete to Isaiah Thomas, the new cat in town. Thomas signed on Monday, replacing Cameron Pleasant, who was released this week despite scoring 8 touchdowns for the squad this season. Thomas from Eastern Oregon, making his debut for the Panthers today.
Has a lot of speed, a lot of shake. It's something they wanted to add to their offense, someone with that ability. That they didn't have someone who had both.
Espinoza trying to get something going. Had a terrific touchdown throw to Dorton earlier in this game. That to this point have been the lone points scored by the Panther offense. Their other 2 touchdowns came via kick returns. Strong throw to the sideline to Dorton, first down. You've been in this situation, I'm sure, before, having to get a quarterback up to speed in short notice and in short order. What sort of things that do you have to go through when you're going through that process? Even though Espinosa has been in the system before, what sort of things do you have to go through to get a quarterback up to speed under short notice?
The game speeds up to guys who don't play every week. It speeds up. You want this game to slow down to him.
Toss to Gary. Finds a way out of it. Giving some ground. And Haley hangs in there and makes the defensive stop. Braxton Haley going 2 ways tonight. He drops Gary for a loss.
Nice job by Haley there. But it all started with Terrell, who's wearing number 90 now because his jersey got torn. Did a nice job stretching it out, making Gary go back to his left. And that's when Haley made a nice play there in the backfield.
And Arizona has improved in cutting back Gary's cutback lanes as the game has gone. At least shutting that option down for him. Espinosa flushed back, being chased by Terrell. He's got him. Another sack for the Rattlers as Espinosa goes into the dasher boards at the 9-yard line. Well, an intriguing quote from Espinosa during his days with the Salina Liberty of the CIF, which is where he was before coming here. He says, look, I want to get comfortable, but not too comfortable. Get comfortable in knowing the offense, but not get too comfortable so that he doesn't feel like he needs to improve. Hasn't looked comfortable in either sense so far here tonight, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, it's been pressure on him. Arizona's covering well down the field. It's been a tough night so far.
Catch made. And some liberties being taken at the end of it all. I believe that was Woods. Nope, that's Merriweather in the mix. Gary got a bit of a last shove in. No flags thrown. Merriweather was making a play on the ball the whole way, but some extracurriculars perhaps after Gary made the grab.
Gets the ball out to Gary, and see, the whistle hasn't blown yet, so Merriweather's still playing.
Yep. Dwayne Gary fired up. Not happy at all. And now the officials might need to take a bit more firm control of this game.
Their first charge timeout.
Panthers have called timeout. Their first one of the half. Meanwhile, lost in all this, it's 4th down, and Gilroy now for the Panthers. Rattlers up big.
This will also be immediate timeout.
Trying to find ways to finish up strong. 4th down coming up after this break.
Panthers facing 4th and long at their own 10-yard line. Kind of 4th and long on the scoreboard, too. As Arizona has scored early and often. 76 points so far tonight. That is a season high, not just for the Rattlers, but also in the IFL this season. And oh, by the way, that's an all-time Rattler single game high. Previously, it was when they scored 67 points at Vegas on April 8th. But that record broken. So the Rattlers have hung 76.
Please reset the clock. There's a charge timeout. Reset the clock to 6 minutes, 24 seconds.
Well, and as illustrious as the history of the Arizona Rattlers is, when you're breaking records and setting new standards and new marks in the Rattler record book, that means something.
Six minutes, 24 seconds. Thank you.
Clock has been set to the officials' liking. Finally. And off we go. 4th and 22. Under pressure. And the low throw. Short of the marker, whether he caught it or not. Kroll did make the grab, but it's not enough. Another turnover on downs for the Panthers.
Yeah, Kroll went down. I guess he got it, but it wasn't enough for a first down. Rattlers take over once again with 5:58, well, clock moving.
Well, Rattlers started off by winning their first 6 games. Then they dropped a 74-63 decision at Tucson. Beat the Pirates the next week, 59-29. But then Frisco took it to them in the Snake Pit the next week. As the Fighters got the 48-45 win. Croft getting away from one, pinballing off another, and finally stopped by Glasgow inside Panther territory at about the 22-yard line. But after that Frisco loss, and maybe to a lesser extent after the Bay Area win that they had, that maybe might not quite have been as decisive as many folks thought it might have been coming into that game, some folks might have been wondering what's wrong with the Rattlers. And no, they didn't have all hands on deck for the last couple of weeks. Maybe some questions that the Rattlers were facing heading into this go-around against the Panthers. Many of those questions seem to have been answered here today. Croft on 2nd and 4. And the snap to Brooks, who takes it instead. Brooks shaking it like a Polaroid picture. Kids, ask your parents and grandparents what a Polaroid picture is. Loss of a couple. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, they just, the snap there, the timing was bad on that play. Snap was a little high, timing was bad. Brooks was able to get the ball, but there was a lot of Panthers there doing a nice job boxing him in for the loss on that play.
And it seemed like, from my untrained eye, that snap may have been intended for Croft, but it was a bit off target and ended up being taken by Brooks instead. 3rd down. Now 1st down. The comeback catch made by Jamal Miles moves the chains.
This is a media timeout.
Timeout has been called on the field. Jamal Miles moving the chains for the Rattlers. Been a super efficient night all the way around, especially offensively for Arizona. And a very productive one as well, with touchdowns galore by Shannon Brooks, who has 5 tonight. Braxton Haley with 3 touchdowns as well. But a shout out to the Rattler defense as well, as it has gotten after it throughout the course of the evening. You would expect them to,
any team that's coached by Kevin Guy is going to bring it, especially on the defensive side of things. But a lot of empty trips by the Bay Area Panthers, some errors by the Panthers, but a lot of them forced by the Rattler defense, which has come through time and time again.
They really have. They've played great tonight. The DBs have played really solid. And that D-line has been bringing, especially Terrell and company, Hill, Paget, all those guys. They're playing really well. And you see right there, the DBs are just breaking on balls with great courage. Playing with a lot of confidence, Troy.
Dylan Winfrey with his 2 interceptions on the night. And Arizona, which needed to get in the win column any way possible last week against Bay Area, and did. But trying to set themselves up for a critical run, especially next week when they have to head up to Prescott Valley and face the Northern Arizona Wranglers. And that game could have a lot on the line next week, especially in the Western Conference. 1st and 10. Croft, Peltier, puts his head down, gets inside the 5. Close to the marker, and I believe they're going to give him the first down. They are.
We just used to call that when Hurricane, just getting the ball out to the receiver, everybody going upfield, blocking, grabbing a man. You just stay in that alley. Like Pelletier did. He just stayed in that alley there and almost got in for the touchdown.
I'm having visions of guys like Rashid Davis and Steve Pappin taking those kind of screens. Calvin Schexnader may have taken a screen or 2 like that. On both sides. Longtime Rattler, of course, but also spent some time with the SaberCats as well. I didn't know that was legal, that you could play for the SaberCats and the Rattlers in your career. Brooks can play for anyone after the night he's having anywhere in the league. Touchdown number 6 for Shannon Brooks.
They're just getting off the ball now and creating holes, and Shannon Brooks making it happen for the Rattlers. Great game by him. I'm sure he's going to be a nominee for Offensive Player of the Week in the IFL.
He's got my vote.
With 6 touchdowns, just getting into that end zone for that 6th touchdown.
Ernesto Lacayo lined up for the extra point. (83-21). A night that has not gone at all the way the Panthers would have planned it on the field, and it started early. A couple bobbled snaps, fumbles, and troubles de-stopping the Rattlers offense, and it's led in part to this. Shannon Brooks unstoppable tonight.
Got to give credit to that offensive line for the Rattlers, doing a nice job tonight. Coleman, Magwood, Thomas, opening up those holes up front for Arizona.
What a swing between these 2 meetings, and just 6 days apart. Arizona coming away with a close win, a closely contested win in which they were never comfortable. Won by 15. Today they're going to win by a lot more than that.
But you know, with Joe Newman not in this game, it makes a huge difference for the Bay Area Panthers. Able to slow it down, have those methodical drives to take that time off the clock. Held the Rattlers to 38 last week, 14 points in the first half. They had the ball 3 times, scored twice. Arizona did.
Taking it to 2. Dorton lunges forward and gets to the 20. At last report, Joe Newman should return next week when the Panthers head down to Tucson to face the Sugar Skulls. So obviously that will be worth keeping an eye on in the week of preparation ahead for the Panthers. Bay Area with a lot of work to do. And this coming off of a couple of games in which you could see the improvement. You can also see the health playing a good part in that story as well. Not so much tonight. 1st and 10 for Espinoza. Down the middle, and almost snuck it to Thomas, incomplete. With Winfrey lurking, he was playing for the hat trick there, trying to get his 3rd pick of the night.
Yeah, he was thinking about taking that one to the house right there. He broke on that one.
With that, we reached the 1-minute warning, and the Rattlers about to cruise to an easy victory. One minute remaining in this one. Do not adjust your score. Do not adjust the set, rather. Yes, that is the score. And it has been all Rattlers right from the start. Vincent Espinoza, the quarterback tonight for the Panthers. Wonder what's going through his mind right around now. Panthers trying to finish up strong, get some points on the board before this one goes into the book. And he had DeAndre Douglas, but threw it behind him. Nice catch by the ref in the front row. What makes you show up to an arena dressed like a referee? I've never understood that.
It gives you something to do.
Maybe it gives you an air of authority as well. I don't know.
Everyone is cheering for someone. Obviously, they are cheering for the refs, or they want to be refs.
Okay, all right.
Maybe they're putting their resume out there by wearing that uniform there.
Second down. Or check it, third down. Complete to Thomas. Shakes one tackle, yanked forward, and moves the chains. First down. Nifty run after the catch by Isaiah Thomas.
Nice run by him, and that's something that the team, and I said it earlier, they don't have, is someone that's shifty. They can catch the ball, they can make a couple of people miss, and then they can go get it into the end zone, and that's something that this young man can do, Isaiah Thomas.
Less than 30 seconds remaining in this one. Thomas wide to the left. Dorton and Kroll in motion. Espinoza tipped, incomplete. Off of Thomas's fingertips, well covered by Woods. With Winfrey lurking, 13 seconds to go.
Trying to get the ball to Thomas again. Wood made a nice play, and like he's a little shaken up. He's trying to shake it off right now. Number 9, Woods.
Woods and Winfrey have been busy. Merriweather with a couple of big sticks along the way. And Chris Terrell helping to lead the charge for the Rattlers front. 2nd and 10, 13 seconds to go. Complete to Kroll. Turns, stops, breaks free again. And stopped inside the 10. And the clock stopped with 1.3 seconds to go. Another play. Another nice catch and run by a Panther receiver, this one from Kroll.
Bay Area, their second charge timeout of the half.
Nice run by Kroll. Trying to get into the end zone, and that's what you want to see on film right there. Look at that effort. Refusing to go down. McCoy trying to get downfield and block someone. That's what you want to see when you turn on the film tomorrow and show these young men.
And a lot of things to comb through when you look at the game fill of this one for Bay Area. They try to get ready for Tucson next week. Boy, Kroll juked himself out of his shoes there. That's how you know you're getting it done, when you're leaving your equipment all over the field. You're too shifty even for what you're wearing. Could be the final play of this one. Espinoza back to the end zone. Underthrown, incomplete, and it's a final. From start to finish, all Arizona. An impressive win for the Rattlers as they put up 83 points on the Bay Area Panthers here tonight. Final score, Rattlers 83, Panthers 21. And Darren, if you're Arizona, this thing could probably not have gone more according to plan. And if you're Bay Area, a lot of work to do heading into next week at Tucson.
A lot of work to do. You know, everyone's going to check in on Joe Newman and see how he's doing. That could change a lot of things for this football team. Defensively, Coach Chachere is going to have to go back to the drawing board, pick out the plays that are learning moments for this football team and show them so they can learn and get better. But yes, another game for them next week. The thing they have to do is continue to play hard and believe.
We'll have final thoughts from the SAP Center here in just a moment. Arizona now 9-2 on the season, while the Panthers fall to 1-10, 83-21 the final.
Well, Arizona jumps on Bay Area right from the start. Braxton Haley just a minute and a half in. And it leads to this, Rattlers with an 83-21 win over the Bay Area Panthers. Back inside the SAP Center as we put the wraps on things, Troy Clarity, Darren Arbett. And Darren, early, you just look at it, struggling offensively from start to finish, although a nice touchdown pass by Vincent Espinoza to Drayson Dorton. Good things on special teams with a couple of kickoff returns, but Arizona just too much from start to finish.
Yeah, special teams played well. They got 2 scores. Offensively, the game is just going way too fast for Espinoza. It needs to slow down for him. You know, we need to look to get Joe back. Defensively, tried to play that zone, make him work the ball down the field. Coach Guy was ready for that. He was sitting down, running through it, everything he had to do. And then the MVP of the league, Drew Powell, he played great tonight.
Yeah, Powell super efficient, 3 touchdown passes and 2+ quarters worth of work. Shannon Brooks, however, with 6 touchdowns on the evening. And look at this, coming into the night, Arizona averaging just under 53 points per game. They had that by halftime.
Yeah, I mean, Arizona's a good football team. Right now, San Diego is losing to Northern Arizona, so that game would be huge next week with both of those teams going in there at 9-2. But if you ask Coach Guy, he's ready, his team's ready. Powell's looking really good, and that defense played great tonight.
They certainly did. Arizona putting it all together, while the Bay Area Panthers will try to put the pieces together before they head on the plane and head down to Tucson next week. Thank you for joining us here tonight. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Darren Arbett, I'm Troy Clarity. Hope you had as much fun as we did. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy. Go Panthers. Once again, the final score here from SAP Center, Rattlers 83, Panthers 21.